Hello and welcome to Mason Cable Network's From the Cinema. My name is Alex Dodson, and I'm going to be talking to you about the movies coming out in the Johnson Center Cinema this weekend. Now, some of you may already know about the JC Cinema, but for those who don't, it's one of Mason's best programs. Not only do you get to watch movies for free as a Mason student, but the movies tend to range from merely watchable to top quality filmmaking. Ultimately, my goal for this show is to provide you with a little preview into the week's upcoming films and hopefully persuade you to go enjoy a free movie the way they're meant to be enjoyed, on the big screen. Besides, all movies are better when they're free. Getting into it now, the pictures that will be showing this weekend have absolutely nothing in common, so I would discourage catching the double feature this Saturday night. Now, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, Brave is the holdover from last week, while on Saturday and Sunday night, the Chernobyl Diaries will try and ultimately fail to scare you. Brave explores the relationship between a bickering mother and daughter with a dash of the usual Pixar magic, while Chernobyl Diaries brings you a found-footage style story of an unsuspecting group of attractive young adults who willfully explore a hostile environment. Since the decision of which film to see is simply too much to bear for one person's mind alone, let's talk about what you're going to be seeing this weekend. Now, since I talked about Brave already last week, I'll keep this section brief. Brave is Pixar's next installment in its fabulous lineup of animation miracles that grace our screens once a year. Featuring the animation company's first female hero, or should I say heroine, Merida is full of the fiery passion that mirrors her Scottish ancestry as well as her bright flaming hair. More of a warrior than a princess, Merida resists her mother's wish to marry her off to a neighboring tribe in an attempt at peace. She runs away from home and finds a witch that will help her change her fate. However, through one of the most shocking twists I've ever witnessed in a Pixar film, Merida's fate changes in a way that she nor I could have ever expected. Now, Brave did a lot of things right, like its spot-on representation of the Scottish culture and weaving a magical tale effortlessly into a true mother-daughter life lesson. Unfortunately, due to the mother-daughter-centric life lesson, I found myself oddly detached from the emotional weight of the movie. I didn't shed a single tear, which is rare for me in a Pixar film. Now, some of you may argue this is a female version of Finding Nemo, a father-son epic in an underwater world, but the fact that they're fish kind of desensitizes the human male aspect. This allows the emotional punch to remain universal, while Brave seems to be pigeonholing women's feelings. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the Chernobyl Diaries. This horror flick attempts to draw on the wave of found-footage horror films that have been polluting the genre for the past couple of years now. Revolving around a group of tourists who want to go on an extreme tourism adventure into the deserted town next to Chernobyl, better recognized as the place in Ukraine which housed the worst nuclear power plant accident in history. Under the assurance from their local tour guide, Yuri, who's the only character I really enjoyed throughout the film, the group planned to go in and get back out before 2 hours before the radiation poisoning got to them. Then things go predictably wrong. But it goes without saying that a lot of people die. As it turns out, when people died, I was never really that afraid. The film's main problem was that I never really had anything to be that afraid of. Now, what Chernobyl Diary lacks is a clear and focused villain or monster. The type of horror it utilizes in the film hides itself in the dark and lets your mind create the terror of what could be chasing you. Regrettably, this film's application of this horror style did not transfer to the big screen very well. Now, I'm not saying this movie is a complete waste of time. What interested me the most about the story was the ending, which unfortunately I can't really talk about in the review. But just know this, the ending was really cool and kind of makes up for the rest of this boring and scareless movie. I wish the ending, which featured a really cool twist, could have been the basis for the entire movie since it was so much more interesting than what preceded it. For me, this appealing ending turned out to be a creative waste of an opportunity. So what movie will you be seeing this weekend? This is where I come in. Brave attempts to bring daughters and their mothers closer together with some laughs, tears, and a good dose of humor. However, seeing as this will be showing in a college setting, much of the touchy-feely stuff may be lost due to the absence of one's mother. Now, the Chernobyl Diaries, on the other hand, will thrive in a college setting. Being that young adults are its target audience, make sure you come in groups to the screen so you can grab your best friend and squeeze your eyes shut and horror together. Now, no matter what you decide to watch this weekend, I can guarantee that you'll have a good time at the Johnson Center Cinema. Showtimes for Brave are 9 p.m. on Thursday, 6 to 9 on Friday, and 6 on Saturday. The Chernobyl Diaries will be showing at 9 on Saturday and 6 on Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Watch for me next week when we'll discuss how freaking fantastic Joss Whedon's surprise hit, Cabin in the Woods, caught audiences by surprise. Have a spooky night.